Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be, do I have a chance to get her back? Well, I've got an email from a guy who basically has like a 20-year on and off history with this particular woman. They dated when they were younger, and then they split up and went their separate ways, and like 20 years later he finds out, oh, by the way, you had a kid with this girl. So he doesn't say it, but somehow they got back in contact with one another and started dating again. Well, it blew up recently. I guess after a while, when things were going great, her father moves in and basically took over. He decided he was going to be the king of his daughter's kingdom. And so they butted heads, and eventually it came to the point where they had a shouting match. And her father cold-cocked his ass, sucker punched him, if you will. He never laid a hand on her father, but she kicked his ass out, dumped him, and now he's like, what the fuck? It's the point now where she's completely ignoring his calls and texts because he wants to work it out, and she's pushing him away. So I have a quote that I wrote on this topic, and then we're going to go through his email. And the quote says, you need to pay attention to the way people treat you. A person's actions are true reflections of their intentions. People who say they care will treat you like they care. They will respect you and your boundaries. They will never violate yourself or your dignity. They will be sincerely interested in who you are, your success, and your well-being. They rejoice in your success and always offer words of encouragement during difficult times. They will make the effort to be in your life without any prodding, asking, or begging on your part. They sincerely will want to be there. Never try to force people to want to be in your life or to want to stay in your life. The right people will choose to make the effort. Let them choose to be in your life instead of chasing the wind. So he says, hi, Coach Corey. I love your videos. You speak in a straightforward way, and it's so refreshing to not hear the usual BS. I'm in a real pickle. The woman I'm in love with is a long-time love. We met when we were very young and fell in love. We had a fight and broke up, and we didn't see each other for 20 years. After we reconnected, I found out that I had a son. Well, that's thanks for leaving that out. Oh, by the way, you got a son and you're the father 20 years later. That sounds like a movie of the week or something. He says, wow, we started dating and moved in together. Things were strange at first as she was divorcing her husband. Well, that was convenient. I stayed in it and fell deeper in love. We had rocky times and broke up 2 more times, but we quickly got back together. We loved each other and things were good. We did have fights. Who doesn't? Only men who don't understand women, and men who date women that are total fucking Fruit Loops and drama queens and that are terrible communicators. They fight and argue with their women. Smart men make smart choices, and when they encounter a woman who brings drama into their life and who doesn't communicate like an adult, they don't allow that woman to remain in their life for very long. That's the place I'm at in my life. My life's a fucking drama-free zone. I don't tolerate bullshit. I don't care how hot she is or how great she is or what kind of opportunity a particular person or business interest can offer me. If they're an asshole, if they can't behave, they can't communicate like an adult, they don't have integrity, if they don't follow through on the things they say, if their words don't match their actions, I have no tolerance for it in my life. He says, but the kicker was this. Her father moved in. We got along fine for a few months. Then he started taking over the house and pushing my buttons until one day on July 19, 2015, the day the earth stood still, he and I both reached our limit. I guess you reached the outer limits, which was another story, kind of like the Twilight Zone that was on, I think, in the 50s and 60s, around the time the day the earth stood still came out. The first version of it, not the one with Keanu Reeves. We had a very loud and angry argument that resulted in him sucker punching me. Wow, that just sounds like somebody that you want to have as a future father-in-law. And she kicked me out. I never laid a hand on her father, but it ended us. I tried emailing and talking to her. She responded for a week, and then she stopped and asked me to not call her, saying she was emotionally fucked, needed to deal with it, wished the best for me, etc. Wow, she really sounded like she cared. About what? I have no fucking idea. However, I found excuses to call and get her to like me. I went over to her house a couple of times with her permission to get my things, and in the process, we hugged and kissed each time I saw her. Now she's completely ignoring me. Well, you shouldn't be chasing after somebody who is ignoring you. You should definitely review the article and video that I did, 7 Principles to Get an Ex Back. When somebody pushes you away like this and you want to work it out, but they're like, no, they just stonewall you like she in essence is doing and boot you out of her life, the only thing you can say is, hey, well, give me a call if you change your mind. Because you can only work things out if the other person wants to make the effort. She's trying to get you out of her life. She's not doing anything to try to solve the problem, to fix things. I mean, you have a child together. I mean, you got to understand, what is the integrity level of a woman that gets pregnant with your child and never tells you, unless you're some kind of a total dickhead loser and she had reason for it. But I mean, to keep that from you for 2 decades, what the fuck? That's fucked up, dude. He says, I found out she met an attractive younger man. Ah, there is the rub. We are older. I am 50 and she is 43. She's very smart, independent, and quick-witted as hell. So in other words, there's some other dude in the background and she just blew you off for this other guy. After I regained what was left of my senses, I sent her a voicemail saying that I was going to do the admirable thing and leave her alone. I'm calling you to tell you I'm not going to call you anymore, basically. That doesn't make you look strong. If she's pushed you away and is ignoring you, you don't need to call her. You know, some people come watch the video they did, Best Strategy to Get an Ex Back. When you haven't talked to somebody in 3 months, or you already broke up a month ago or several weeks ago and you haven't talked, you're not going to call them and go, well, hey, I'm not going to call you anymore, but if you ever change your mind, get in touch with me. No, that's it. If you haven't talked in weeks and you're just now coming across the Best Strategy to Get an Ex Back, you're not doing anything. If you've already been pushed out of that person's life, that's it. You just let it go and you walk away and you never look back. And if they miss you and they decide that they don't want to let you go, then they'll get in touch with you. And if they don't, you'll never hear from them again. He says, I told her that I wanted to work things out, but if that's not what she wants, we have nothing more to talk about. I also told her the door was open if she changed her mind and that I loved her. There has been no contact between us ever since, which is 5 days now, and I'm biting nails. Do I have a chance of getting her back? Or do I have a chance in hell of getting her back? Flip a coin. How about this? Why don't you flip the script and think about it this way? Does she have a chance in hell of getting you back? She unilaterally changed the terms of your relationship and ditched you for a younger guy. Where's the self-respect and the self-love in that? If you love yourself and you value yourself, you're like, fuck this. I'm going to find somebody younger and better looking than you, biatch. I mean, seriously. Walk away. I would never call her or contact her ever again. Assume it's over and you're never going to hear from her and start dating new women. I mean, she's hooking up with some new guy. Go find yourself some hot young woman. You got my book. Read it 10 to 15 times. Get out there, apply it. Ask out 100 different women over the next month. That's 25 per week. Go to a trade show. Go to the mall. Go to the zoo. Go to a museum. Go to a Comic-Con. Go to a convention. Go someplace where there's a lot of people, a lot of women, where you can ask out 10 to 12 different women over the course of 2 to 3 hours. Try to make an instant dating spot. Watch the video that I did several years ago called Improving Your Social Skills. It's one of the essential fundamental videos on the homepage and my YouTube channel. It's only about 12 minutes long. Watch that. Go to the mall. Go someplace in public where there's lots of people and practice that. Develop your social skills. And you'll be able to meet new women, practice your skills, develop a state of abundance, because if this girl does come back into your life, you won't be so quick to give her another chance. She needs to earn you back. It ain't the other way around, dude. She must make 100% of the effort to call you and text you from now on. She fucked up. She unilaterally changed the terms of your relationship. Yeah, you got out of line with her father, but it doesn't sound like she gave you any chance at all to work things out. And that also tells me that she really wasn't that into you. It's the fight with the father was really the straw that broke the camel's back, and things weren't so great and rosy as you thought they were. Because look what happened. She kicks you out, and right away she's with another guy. So that tells me that that really was just like the big blow-up argument where she ended up in the relationship. The relationship was already, it was over for her weeks and maybe even months before you had the big blowout with her father. A lot of women are like that. They'll try to provoke a fight, or they'll wait for something to happen, like in this particular case, and it's like, oh, that's it. And you're thinking, hey, I thought everything was great until I had this one fight with her father. It's like, no, things were going downhill for a while. And by reading my book 10 to 15 times, it'll become really obvious to you. You'll be able to self-diagnose and see where you went right, where you went wrong, and what you need to do differently. But quite frankly, from her behavior and your history, I mean, if it didn't work the first time around, there's a good chance it won't work this time around. I mean, you didn't hear from her for 20 years, and you had a kid with her, and she never even had the decency to tell you. I mean, that's a shitty fucking thing to do. And so here she is. She's pushed you out of her life once again, and is not making any effort. And there's another guy in the picture on top of it. So there's a possibility that you will not hear from her ever again. And that's why the best thing you can do for yourself is say, what do you want? More than likely, you probably want somebody to have a great, healthy relationship with. Well, it doesn't really sound like that was a great, healthy relationship if you were arguing and fighting all the time and not getting along, not only with her, but with her fucking father. It's like, why would you want to go back to that? The dickhead's still probably living there. I was like, why? Why torture yourself? I mean, seriously. If you apply the things that I teach in my book, you'll find a girl that'll knock your socks off. I want you to have a really high-quality woman, but in order for that to be a possibility, you got to become a high-quality man by applying the things that I teach in my book. And if you have several high-quality options with other women, and she does get in touch with you, I mean, you can invite her over to your place to make dinner together and hang out and have fun and hook up. But it's like, really, why would you want to give her another chance at that particular point? Never call, never contact this woman again. If she ever does reach out in the future, assume she wants to see you, make a date. Hang out, have fun, and hook up like I talk about in my book. Don't focus on getting back together with her. Your job as a man is simply to create an opportunity for sex to happen. That's it. But quite frankly, she really needs to jump through some serious hoops to earn another chance back with you. The way you were thinking about this is, do I have a chance in hell of getting her back or having another chance with her? That's the wrong way to think about it. That's approval-seeking behavior. That's somebody that's like, I got to prove myself to her. I got to prove my worth. You don't have to prove shit. She kicked you out of her life. Therefore, she has to earn another chance for you to allow her back into your life. I mean, think about it from that perspective. It's a complete paradigm shift when you look at things from that particular perspective. Review the article I did, 7 Principles to Get an Ex Back. It's also one of the essential fundamentals on my website, and it's also on the Essential Fundamentals tab on the home page of my YouTube channel. So I definitely would highly recommend you review that, immerse yourself in my book, and get out there and start meeting and dating new women so you can find somebody that's a really great catch. Improve your skills. Not only you can attract better quality women in your life that way, but you'll be better prepared if this ex of yours actually does get in touch with you in the future. But like I said, she's really a low prospect on the dating totem pole. She's like way down there at the fucking bottom. I wouldn't bother with it, dude. Me personally, it's not fucking worth it. If it didn't work the first 2 or 3 times or 10, how many times you made up and broke up, things are going to have to be different. She's going to have to make an effort to communicate and be honest and be authentic. And obviously you've got to continually act like a man is supposed to act consistently. But if you'd like to get my help personally, the quickest way is to book a paid phone, Skype, or email coaching session. You can choose any of those options by going to my website, clicking the products tab at the top of your screen, and just follow the instructions for booking whichever option works best for you. And I will talk to you soon.